Hail, bird of prey. 5. Hail, Karuga. Kapla. Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Esri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird O' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird O' Prey 5 Cupla. It's Friday, yay! It's Friday, the day of the week I wished it was on Monday. Remember on Monday I said, I wish it was Friday. I thought it was, but we made it. We made it through another week. It is Friday, March 10th. 2023, and for a brief moment this morning, I actually believed it was National Give Women AIDS Day. I was like, what the fuck? Give Women AIDS Day? I mean, I know that they left some random holidays in this website that I've been using. You know, we had Russian Special Forces Day and some other things that, like, well, you know, maybe they should, you know, edit these days out of existence. But National Give Women AIDS Day, I thought I missed something. I thought Karoga really had taken over the world. Not that I would ever be in favor of giving women AIDS. I'm not. Not those type of AIDS. Not the AIDS AIDS that this day seemingly was saying. But let me just, in my defense, number one, it's LDG's fault. And number two, here, this is what I saw. This is what I saw when I was woken up this morning by a tweet from LDG. I had yet to put my glasses on, and I was like, okay, my glasses, yeah, I had yet to put my glasses on, and I was stumbling around the computer, and I had the web browser open, and I was looking at what days it was today, and I was like, National Pack Your Lunch Day. Who cares? Hitachi, I don't even know what the fuck this word is. Histotechnology Professionals Day. Histotechnology is not a word I even heard of before. will show you how to boost the role of these dedicated healthcare professionals. I thought histotechnology was like a fucking historian of technology. Now I see it's I guess I should have looked. They grow plants. I don't know what they're just fucking called. Isn't that what an arborist is or something? Now I don't know. Histotechnology, never fucking heard of it. International Day of Women Judges. So I was like already like fucking another day for women. Middle name Pride Day. I was like, okay, well, I have some pride in my middle name. And thank you, Arabic Sander, with a $2 super chat. Says Kapla Birdo Pray 5. TBIF. Thank Bird, it's Friday, and live long and prosper. Live long and prosper, Arabic Sander. National Dry Shampoo Day. And at this point, I was like already getting tired. I was like, what the fuck is this? A McNugget? National Ranch Day. And I kept scrolling down. And again, I didn't have my glasses on. And I thought this said National Give Women AIDS Day. Now, grant you, I ignored a couple of words. But you see, girls and HIV was shortened by my slightly dyslexic brain to give. Girls plus HIV became give. National Women, and I mean, awareness just went away. So, National Give Women AIDS Day. Apparently, it's actually National Women and Girls HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. Join us in spreading the word and creating awareness about this deadly immunodeficiency virus. In case you don't know what AIDS is, right? In case it's 2023 and you are unaware of the existence of AIDS. Like, AIDS? Never heard of it. It's also Paper Money Day, which is, of course, one way of catching AIDS, I'm told. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's not okay, YouTube. I'm not spreading misinformation. Everybody watching this knows you can't get AIDS by touching paper money. Unless it's also been in an AIDS. Never mind. But if anybody has any money that they're afraid might have AIDS on it, you can send it to me. I'll take it. I'll have Mama Pray put it in the washing machine, and we'll clean it right. We'll clean it right up. And then, no, it's not upskirt day. It's just skirt day. I thought it was upskirt day. No, skirt day. Unleash your inner fashionista and put your best skirt on this skirt day. And then just make sure that no, weirdo guy starts putting his shoe under your skirt and you look down and there's this fucking hole in his shoe and a big glowy fucking lens is looking up. That's some weird shit. And finally, Tibetan Uprising Day. Now, we all feel for the plight of the people of Tibet, but the picture they are choosing to use for Tibetan Uprising Day says there's this guy who probably doesn't even speak English holding a sign. And the sign says, "We want UN to pressurize China." We want UN to pressurize China. So the people of Tibet want the United Nations to seal in the entire country of China and pressurize it. I don't know, to 2 or 3 atmospheres at least. I guess the goal is to force China into submission by pressurizing it, a very heavy atmosphere. Eventually, I guess they will all get headaches, and if they don't free Tibet, the eventual goal will be to cause everyone in China to get the bends, I suppose. So maybe not the best to just follow the sign. I mean, he's a Tibetan monk. I mean, I assume he's a monk. His head is shaved, right? Is that racist to assume any Tibetan with a shaved head is a monk? Maybe he's taken a vow of silence, but yeah, maybe not the best place to get advice. And why is UN Human Rights Commission mum on Tibet? Well, maybe because you're asking us to pressurize an entire sovereign nation, and a very big nation. It's like the 5th largest nation on earth or something, and obviously the most the number 1 most populated. But I mean, just the physics alone in trying to pressurize an entire nation. I mean, Jesus Christ. Even if we tried to pressurize a small nation like North Korea, we would be the largest construction project in planet Earth history, and yet you want us to pressurize like 1/5 of the entire globe, and half of the population of the planet. So yeah, not the best clip art to use for Tibet. Anyway, that's where the title came, and yes, it's also Mario Day. I am sure some people are very happy it's Mario Day. It's not National Mario Day or International Mario Day. It's just Mario Day because Mar 10, MAR 10. It's March 10th. And the 1 looks like an I, and the 0 looks like, obviously, an O. So it spells Mario, or Mario if you don't know how to pronounce it. Now, considering that Pi Day is just a few days away, in fact, March 14th, Tuesday, March 14th, is Pi Day, and it happens to be the 2nd Tuesday of the month. So heads up, anybody who's a channel member, this March, the 2nd Tuesday of the month, is our monthly membership stream. So this month it is on Pi Day. So it'll be a special Pi Day members only stream on March 14th. And I noticed, I did not know, but I learned this week that early typewriters, and this is a did you know moment, the very earliest typewriters did not have a number 1 key. It actually started with the number 2, the first QWERTY keyboard, the QWERTY. That was the first line of letters, but above it were numbers, just like on modern keyboards. But instead of starting with the number 1, it started with the number 2, because, well, actually, I believe this first keyboard didn't even make upper and lowercase keys. They were all uppercase. You would use the I for 1. You would use the I for the 1. Yeah, this was even before upper lowercase keys. But yeah, so Mom will pray. Although you could use the lowercase L for one. But yeah, if you didn't have lowercase letters, you could just use the I. And of course, there was no 0 because that was just the O. That was just the O. So interesting fact I saw on keyboard technology. Oh, and of course, it's Harriet Tubman today. And let's see, I got a tweet from somebody that appears important or relevant. Excuse me, not a tweet, a text message. Let's see what's going on. Is there a problem with the stream? Oh, nope. Pressurize. Apparently, there's a different definition. I did not realize. To produce or maintain raised pressure artificially, or British, attempt to persuade or coerce someone into doing something. People had to be pressurized to vote. Well, this is America, and the UN is in America. I know they say that that's technically not American soil, but we all know damn well it's American soil. It's in the middle of fucking New York. Okay, so you don't, if you want to use pressurized, do that somewhere else. Okay, this is American internet and American UN. But thank you, Thomas, for pointing out that my entire bit is ruined.
Well, that and LDG.
Oh, right, and LDG, it's his fault too. So I woke up because I got a message about Wordle. So I went and I started to do Wordle today, and I didn't realize it was Friday. And as soon as I finished it, I was like so fucking pissed off. I was so pissed at LDG for messaging me about Wordle. And he knows on Mondays and Fridays, I like to do Wordle on stream, but yeah. Who's in the chat, Mama Frey? Well, I mean, Professor Brainy Specs, Yvette. I know they're part of your Wordle group.
Okay. There also.
Yes.
I will Facebook message.
Mama Frey's not ignoring you, Kronos. I didn't mention you yet.
Cronus, but I'm not. He's not Facebook friends.
No, you're not Facebook friends.
See, I will pick out a 5-letter word.
Uh-huh.
I won't tell you. I will Facebook message it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could pretend you're doing Wordle.
No, it doesn't work like that.
It don't work like that.
No, thank you, Mama Frey, but it's not going to highlight the letters correctly, and the green and the red and the yellow. It's just.
One more interruption.
Yes, Mama.
Ask anybody there.
Uh-huh.
If they have any idea how you tell the difference between allergies and an old-fashioned head cold, because I can't and I don't know what I have. But I'll be back in if you tell me the answer.
I don't know if there's a quick way of doing that, Mama Frey. Mama Frey's getting a sore throat. Anyway. LDG, speaking of the devil, was first in the chat today with first, ? Professor Brainy Specs says, is this Groundhog Day Bird is late again. A lucky guess. I was a minute late. I was 1 minute late. Richie Poole was third and says, National what day? Hakeem says, that's one day they can have all to themselves. John Araki says, Karogan Daylight Savings Times this week, y'all. And it's going to be an extra hour for Bird to get caught up on the chat. And then John Araki gave us $1 super chat
with Starfleet Command, Captain.
before the stream even started. So thank you, John Araki. And yes, this weekend, we lose an hour. I don't gain an hour, I lose an hour. 2 a.m. becomes 3 a.m. So an hour less to sleep this Saturday into Sunday. John Araki says, hashtag ignore Kronos. Not Ryan Johnson says, hello in Kapla. Hail Karoga. Hail Karoga. And not Ryan Johnson says, what sort of badness is Berto Prey 5 up to today? And what kind of title the stream is that? Something new Karoga is trying out. No, we're not trying it out. We don't want to give anyone AIDS, especially not women. And Johnny Rocky says, when Tinder gives you lemons, you make lemonades. Lemonades. I get it. Moxley fans says, Bird of Prey, Kapla Bird. Hope you and the family are doing well today. Thank you, Moxley. Hope so are you. Speaking of lemonades and bad jokes that don't work anymore, I had the misfortune of watching or attempting to watch History of the World Part 2 on Hulu, which is 8 half-hour episodes. Mel Brooks' sequel to his History of the World Part 1. And oh my God, I watched 2 episodes, was pretty sure this was woke garbage. And then I watched another episode and a half, maybe. I don't know how far I got. I just stopped. And I don't foresee finishing it. There's really no point. It's a waste of time, zero redeeming value. There's almost nothing comedic about this show. It's a shame. I am happy, I guess. Listen, Mel Brooks gave us so many years of such good humor. If he found a way to scam Hulu out of a few million more dollars or something, good for him. But it's not good for us. It is in no way good for us. I have no intention of finishing. I don't have, 2 extra hours to give to finish this series. It's not worth it. Words and Pictures says, Kapla Bird of Prey, and hello to the fellow orphans. Words and Pictures, I didn't know you grew up in the Karogan orphan system. It's always good to have Karogan orphan return. Say hello to everyone. It's so rare that people come out of that program. Yvette says, good evening, Bird and everyone. Good evening to the lovely Yvette. And then Yvette says, WTF is with that title. Well, I explained it now. Mr. Londell's groovy movie, says Kapla, Mr. Londell. And Richie Poole says to Yvette, I think Bird may have lost his mind. Thomas Potts says, Yvette, I think it's a national day in Karoga. And Yvette is laughing. LDG says, what a title. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47. LDG reminds everybody to watch at XX speed so you catch up with YouTube. 47 Yorktown says bonjour to Yvette, who says bonjour back. Richie Poole says daylight saving time. I sense a bird rant coming on. I think I'm tired of ranting about daylight saving time. We all know it sucks, and the government doesn't seem keen on doing anything about it. Hakeem with I think I recognize that hand gesture, but I don't want to speak of what it is. Jim's Landscape LLC, dash Commander Boone, Commodore Boone, Kapla Commodore Boone says hello. Resolute Germ, there you are, Resolute. Hello. We missed you on Enterprise yesterday, Resolute. Hope you're doing well. John Araki says, or Wednesday. John Araki says, please replace Hello World with Good Afternoon Soul System. I don't think I can do that, John. Jim's Landscape, check out his latest video. Very cool. Resolute Germ says, bird starting the day with a glass of bourbon. No. LDG says, hashtag, did I do that? What was his name? What was that, huh? You remember, was it Family Matters? The show with the Urkel. Did I do that? Oh my God. I wonder what he's up to. It's probably like the build of an athlete. He's probably got like 3 ex-wives and 2 current girlfriends, 16 kids, like 15 different women. Did I do that? Damn, you did. You did. Hats off to you. Arabic Sonder with a Kapla Bird of Prey, and thank you again for the super chat. Chrono says Bird of Prey 5 Kapla, you Picard hater. I don't hate Picard. I hate New Trek. And I also hate. Hate is overused. I don't hate, but I really, really, really dislike Patrick Stewart at the moment for his choice to assassinate the character of Jean-Luc Picard. Richie Bull says, happy Mario Day. Richie Bull, hashtag ban Kronos. Kronos says, I'm too lazy to whip out the slug, unfortunately. No, that's perfectly fine. Please don't whip out your slug. And Kronos tells us, girls just want to have fun. John Araki, hashtag leave bird garbage. Please don't. Please don't. Kronos likes paper money. Words and Pictures says, while listening to Bird explain the title, I'd like to live in Bird's brain for a couple of hours, but that'd probably be long enough. It would be a very scary place. It would be if anybody ever manages to figure out how to do a mind meld, it would be a very scary place. Yvette with a £2 sterling super chat says, fingers crossed for Kissing Dax for you guys. Aw, thank you so much, Yvette. Let's see. Any minute something will happen. Will it be Kissing Dax? Will it be, I don't know, Dr. Zoidberg? Will it be me with the broken glasses on the ski trip? Who knows? Usually it's like, there it is. There it is. It's the Matari Nebula. Well, it's no Kissing Dax. John DeMarco says, greetings all, but thank you, Yvette. John Araki says, bird making age jokes. Forget all about it. Kronos says, Fauci's a joke. John Araki can't wait for Bird's abortion jokes. Okay, so I also watched Chris Rock's Netflix special. In fact, I think I talked about this on Monday. But one of his bits is about abortion. And actually, it's not a joke. I always, that was always my view on abortion. I completely agreed with him. He plays it off as a joke. I do not. I do not. We have the same feelings. Kronos says, oh, however you spell that derp's name. And Kronos says, hey to Mama Pray. Mini upskirt day. I don't know where mini came. Oh, mini. Is it mini skirt day? No, it's just skirt day. John Araki says hello to Arabic. Words and Pictures says evening to the Dalek Queen, aka Yvette. John Araki says down with salt, up with mini skirts. And Chrono says I'm ignoring him, which I was not. Thai bet, says Kronos. Kronos says, I have 2 Jaloja. Be right back. Words and Pictures says, hey to Kronos. Arabic Saunders says, sounds delicious. Captain Fandom Nerd says, hello, Birdo Prey 5. Kapla, Captain. Yvette says, Bird pressurized China. I may have an idea. Kronos says, holy hell, Bird's weather dominator is kicking in. It's really snowing here. Kronos, oh, yeah, I guess it is snowing by you. Kronos is also in New York, but a different part of New York. And Kronos says, does Bird even care about the chat anymore? Of course I do. Words and Pictures is 3.14159265358. Members stream Pi Day. That's good. Did Words and Pictures, you remember those numbers from memory? I only get to 3.15926. And then I usually forget the 5. Kronos says, I like apple pie. Antiderivative Jill, Kapla, Antiderivative Jill says hello. Welcome, Antiderivative Jill. Antiderivative Jill did a stream on the Rocketeer earlier today. Check it out if you haven't already. Kronos says, hey, Jill, it's been a long time. I suspect it hasn't been that long. Arabic Saunders says, Bird of Prey, McDonald's apple pies are delicious, and I used to like their cherry pie. The apple pies from McDonald's are pretty good. I don't get them, but they are good. Kronos' Bird is just as good as Jill when it comes to reading chats. Well, I take that as a compliment because we know Antiderivative Jill is excellent at reading chats. And Antiderivative Jill says hello to Kronos Yvette and off to drive now. Be safe. Yes, Kronos says don't drive and chat. Words and Pictures says it's American spelling on the place card, pressurized. Yeah, but pressurized with that spelling is still apparently a word that Thomas found. And Thomas says, what are they saying in Tibet, though? What is they are in Tibet, though? What is they are in Tibet, though? Now, Thomas, that's kind of half the problem right there. Kronos says, Under Pressure is a song. Kronos says, Mama Frey is ignoring him. Kronos says, I was so jalojed off. You're pissed off. LDG is laughing. Kronos says, does Mama Frey have a tail? No, Kronos, I don't think she does because she's not feeling the best today. I mean, if she wants to, but I don't think she. You what?
No,
No.
today.
Not today. Sorry, Kronos. She'll probably be asleep soon. LDG says an innocent morning message about Wordle got me in trouble. Well, don't message me about Wordle. You know, you don't appreciate it when people talk to you about Wordle before you do it. Don't talk to other people before Wordle, please. I don't, unless it's not, if it's Monday or Friday, I just assume not even think about Wordle until the stream. Chrono says COVID is a 5-letter word. That is true. And don't get sick. LDG says you all should have heard Bird in the underground this morning. After that, I got a personal Bird rant. Not only me, but about me. Chrono says Bird was late again, only by a minute. Yvette says, Mamo pray, take antihistamines. They will work quickly if it's allergies. If they don't work, it's probably a head cold or sinus issues. Mamo pray says thanks. She doesn't have any antihistamines. Last time she took them, they put her to sleep. Miss Londell's groovy movie for hours. Miss Londell's groovy movie says, if you have a slight fever and chills, bundle up and sweat it out overnight. You'll know the next day. That's true, says Mom. Right. Chrono says, the way the weather has been here, not a shock that peeps are getting wonky health-wise. Jedi Bill, Kapla Jedi Bill. Says Kapla, Brother Warrior, Birdo Prey 6. And all should hail Karoga. Hail Karoga. Who's Birdo Prey 6? Chrono says, hey to Billy Sith. Billy Sith. Chrono says, missed karaoke the other day. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Kapla Bird. Well, hopefully I got this ducking autocorrect fixed. I think you did, Gorilla. Soap, says Gorilla. Son of a Pope. Chrono says, hey to Gorilla. Resolute says, holy crap. Bird not finishing a series. It must be extraordinarily awful. It's just, there just seems no point, Resolute. Like, it's by far not the first. Like 1899, I stopped watching, and plenty of others. The only series that I don't like that I finish are Star Trek series, because they are Trek. I feel like I have to watch them. If something is not Trek and it sucks, I bail out after a few episodes. I don't have time to wait. Ain't no one got time for that. Miss Londell says it's too painful. It's painful to watch. He's talking about History of the World Part 2. Chrono says you can't lose what you never had to begin with. Fair enough. Words and Pictures says cold, getting sick a few days after exposure to a sick person. Allergy, getting sick almost immediately after exposure to nature or animals. And Words and Pictures says either coughing, cold, body aches, allergy, no body aches, cold, fever, allergy, no fever. No fever for Mama Pray. But she does have body aches, but she's old and gets body aches anyway. Allergy would also have itchy and watery eyes. No watery eyes. Her head feels pressurized. Her head feels pressurized. The UN is pressurizing Mama Pray's head. Goddamn United Nations. Who's our representative to the UN? Jedi Bill says, hello, Yvette. Hip, hip, hooray. Huzzah. You're on holiday vacation. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Bird, your congresswoman is being sued by Alex Stein because she blocked him on Twitter after he called her his favorite big booty Latina. AOC is not my congresswoman. My congresswoman is someone else. AOC, in fact, my congresswoman is not a Latina. It is a woman. She is a minority. I mean, by the definition, in that she's not white, but she's not AOC. Kronos says Yvette is on a European vacation. Well, a lot of people don't consider the UK as Europe, but technically, I guess she is. Richie Poole says Enterprise yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday. No, I said, that's why I fixed it. I said 2 days ago. Resolute says, unfortunately, I can't be at Enterprise anymore. I'm back at work now. Oh, well, it seems bittersweet. I'm glad you're back at work, I guess. I hope you're happy. Steve Urkel, yes, Steve Urkel. Jediville says hello to LDG. Chrono says Pam. Oh, that was Urkel, never mind. LDG hates Picard. Sean Carter, Kapla, says, I actually remember him being a really good kid in real life. His parents made him save his TV money and didn't let it go to his head. Who knows if it lasted? Anti-Rootive Jill says, I've seen the actor for Steve Urkel work as a game show host. Okay, so he's probably alive. Kronos is Vertebrae. How is your struggling business working out for you? It's still struggling, Kronos. Miss Lundell says, no one hates Picard. We hate what Pucard has become. And Kronos says, times change when you get older. Jedi Bill says, hello and good afternoon to Resolute Germ and Gorilla's Random Thoughts. 47 Yorktown says, is it okay to hate Discovery? Absolutely. I mean, for your own sake, I say you probably don't want to hate, but if you had to hate something, Discovery is a perfect example. 0 redeeming qualities. Kronos can't watch STD. It's a trial. Well, I mean, TNG was the trial. The trial never ends, says Q. And then he dies in Picard. That was a short never. Kronos is still working on season 1, episode 4 of STD. Just put it down, Kronos. Just stop. And Kronos says, hey to the soul system. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says, hello, everyone. Hello, Saul. Oh, no. Saul Leibowitz, the soul system. That's where it came from. Kronos says, maybe the nebula was actually Q reborn. You see, everybody was like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to tie back to Farpoint Station? But it would be, that's right, Q was also in the first episode of Picard. So it could have been the rebirth of the Q continuum. Makes just as much sense. Sean says, I like that Bill Burr's take on abortion. Look, I agree, it's our body. Do what you want. And when people start clapping, he says, I still think you're killing a baby, though. That's the exact same thing that Chris Rock said. That's the exact same way Chris Rock put it. He says, I'm all for pro-choice. I'm pro-choice, but you are killing a baby. Don't pretend you're not. Executive producer Saul Lieber says, Kapla, Vertebrae. I hope you weekend brings a visit from nephew Opre. Thank you, Saul. We'll see. We got some weather coming in, some snow possibly overnight, and Mom Opre possibly getting sick. So we'll see. Kronos' bill is funny, and Kronos says, it's really snowing in here. And you're in the good part of New York, says Kronos. Reggie Poole says, New York has good parts. Well, it's certainly better than New York City. And Kronos says, yeah, not the dick part. And Cherry Pie is a song. I'm aware Cherry Pie is a song. Kronos is at least in the part of New York where the cost of electricity and natural gas isn't through the roof. We have all people complaining prices are going up and up and up on electricity. It's ridiculous. They're you wouldn't believe the bills people are getting. Kronos says, please don't bring up Ozzy O'Prey. You brought up Ozzy O'Prey. Kronos says, get better, Mom O'Prey. Absolutely. She says, thank you. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says, but the only way to drive off the vermin is to have Ozzy O'Prey sing Volare. Volare? I've heard of it, but I feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong. And Kronos says, drink lots of hot tea. Mama Prey is trying to get me to drink hot tea. Words and Pictures says, whiskey for either a cold or allergies is my advice. And Kronos says, alcohol does kill the germs, the germies. And Kronos doesn't like track shows. The Words and Pictures says, should have used it in the 1930s. I don't know. Nobody in this house was alive in the 1930s.
I do have a
You have a tale.
Yes, it's about whiskey.
You have a tale about whiskey and being sick. Well, it's up to you if you feel up to standing up. If you want to tell a tale, it's no rush. You have to whatever you want to do. Oh, you can do it now. It'll be fine. Then you lay back down. Okay, Kronos. Looks like you're getting a Mama Frey tale. Kronos says you can build an immunity to alcohol, and that sounds like fun. Poor pressurized Mama Frey. Resolute says Kronos, it's okay. I make up for no booze with excessive amounts of caffeine. And Miss Lindell says AOC does not have a big booty. AOC has almost no booty. And Kronos says AOC has a nice Latina booty. Just looks like a donkey.
Don't make me laugh because I'll call.
Okay. Where is Mama Frey?
Hi, guys. I hope everyone is feeling better than I am. That's all I can say. I'm sure it's probably allergies, but you never know. So, speaking of not feeling well and the difference between allergies and a cold or whatever, oh, goodness, I think it was 1972, yes, going into 1973, on New Year's. The day before New Year's Eve, which would have been December 30th, I had fever, chills, nose running. I was so sick. I did not want to do anything. But I had a date with Dad O'Prey for New Year's Eve. We had only been dating a while, and this was our first big night out. You know, those days everybody got dressed up. I had a long dress, a gown, all ready to go. I didn't want to go. I was ready to call it off. I am too sick to leave this house. My father said, you want to feel better by tomorrow night? I said, yeah, that's going to happen. And he said, no, really. He said, here, take 2 Dristan. I don't even know if they make Dristan anymore. I guess it was a cold pill from what I can remember. Then he picked up his jug of homemade red wine, put it in a pot, poured some in a pot, and heated it. And he said to me, drink this, then get into bed, put all your covers on, and sometime in the middle of the night, you're probably going to have to change. Well, he was right. I was soaked from sweating. And I'm never warm for anything, I'm always cold. Well, I did. I had to get up, change my nightgown, my sheets, my blankets. Everything was wet. Went back to sleep, but you know what? I woke up the next morning like nothing had ever bothered me. Made it through the day, got all ready, went to beauty parlor, got my hair done, blah, 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 and went out New Year's Eve like I didn't have a cold at all. I don't think they sell Dristan anymore, and I don't know anyone that makes homemade red wine anymore. So I guess I'll just suffer tonight. But that's my tale, Kronos, and everyone else, and it's the truth. And I guess there was a little more liquor involved on New Year's Eve, but I can't quite remember.
Thank you, Mama Bray.
No, thank you all for listening. I am going back to the chair and laying down.
Dan Lee thinks you might have been roofied. Richie Poole says, I wish AOC was my congresswoman. She is awesome. Jedi Bill with a $3 super chat. Thank you so much, Jedi Bill. Says, thank you, Berto Prey, for your great advice on Amazon. You're welcome, Jedi Bill. It's unnecessary to super chat. Jedi Bill is having some Amazon trouble. I gave him some advice earlier today in the backstage, LDG's backstage at freethenet.org/underground. Open to everybody. So Richie Poole wishes AOC was his congresswoman. She is awesome. Richie Poole, moved to New York, says Bobo Frey. You can have her. I don't understand why she's awesome. Don't get me wrong. For a congresswoman, she's on the more attractive side, compared to the Pelosi's out there. But in terms of what she's actually done for people, I mean, it's well established that she completely faked a photo shoot. I mean, this isn't up for debate. She faked a photo shoot wearing ridiculously expensive clothing, pretending she was at the border fence looking at children in cages, but she was just at a fucking parking lot looking at cars and shit. There was nothing beyond the fence. There was no kids in cages. It was a staged photo shoot wearing ridiculously expensive clothing, like all white, when she's supposed to be at like the fucking muddy, dirty border. And she's in this all white Gucci whatever. And how do you get past that? I mean, that is as bad as Star Trek Picard and Seven literally finding Odo's bucket. Odo's bucket. Well, how do you get past that? How do you rationalize that away? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't throw her out of bed, but she's not a particularly good congressperson. The Green New Deal? Oh my God. Oh my God. Corona says you can't fix some peeps. Is the fence electrified? Snuggling, not struggling. Not snuggling, not snuggling. Snuggling, not struggling, says Kronos. Speaking of electrified fence, we've got some drama going on between us and a neighbor. The neighbor over here decided to put some animal traps in her backyard. Mama Prey is not happy because Mama Prey likes to feed the local animals like squirrels and stuff and birds.
I don't feed it.
She did. What? Yeah, we only really have squirrels and birds. Occasional cat will come around, but we don't feed the cats. I mean, if a cat happens to walk past the house, they happen to walk past the house. But for whatever reason, this neighbor decided to have some, I would say a company, except for the fact that they don't come with a company van. They don't, there's no business on the truck that dropped off. Anyway, they put two traps, animal traps, live traps, I think they're called, in her backyard. One trap is pretty much right along our fence line. Mama Prey can see it, it's empty, but the other one's on the other side of her property. And Mama Prey took a picture, and zooming in, it looks like there's some dead animal in it. Now, Mama Prey is afraid that the food in there is poisoned. And with the wind we've been having, which is crazy wind, that the food that's in there might be blowing onto our side of the property line. And if it is, that's a danger to Sassy and Nephew O'Prey, who both might be in the backyard at some point. And the food appears to look like Cheerios. So if they're poison, Kissing Dax! Resolute Germ got it! Happy birthday to the man, the myth, the legend, Chuck Norris. Resolute Germ wishing a happy birthday to Chuck Norris. Got us Kissing Dax. Thank you so much, Resolute. I tried to play it again, but it didn't come back on the second try. It was worth the shot. Oh, thank you, Resolute Germ. There it was. Some Kissing Dax. Some Chuck Norris's birthday. Happy birthday indeed to Chuck Norris. See, Kissing Dax will appear for Chuck Norris. That's how good Chuck Norris is. Kronos says someone jaloded on a Transformer once. It was a Darwin Award winner. John DeMarco says Arabic sounded not really. My rating for the episode would be about a 6.5. Oh, Arabic Sounder says, John DeMarco, I'm curious. Do you agree with your results of your last poll about Picard? And he said, not really. My rating would be about a 6.5. I gave it a 6. Kronos says, where does Poole live? Richie Poole lives in Arizona, the great state of Arizona. And LDG with a $2 super chat says, here's the Kissing Dax. Num, 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 num. Good luck with that, LDG. Good luck. There's always a chance. Richie Poole lives in the great American Southwest. Yes. I am jealous. I am jealous. If you would trade properties, Richie, I might take you up on it.
Divert auxiliary power to deflectors.
Richie Poole with his 6-month friend of Karoga super chat says, holy crap, I have an unused member milestone chat. Not anymore. Thank you so much, Richie Poole. And all the members of Caroga. The membership stream is coming up this Tuesday. Reminder, Tuesday, Pi Day, the members only stream. Probably be, probably be 2 to 3 p.m. perhaps, or 4 p.m. Probably 4 p.m. because I have physical therapy at 5. We'll see, but probably 4. The time will get figured out. The time will get figured out. And Stanley says, were officers allowed to consume real booze even off duty on starships in TNG? Stanley, I think they were allowed to, but I think it was highly discouraged because we saw Picard drink real alcohol in relics, and we knew Guinan did have some real alcohol behind the bar, so it must have been allowed. It just, I believe, was discouraged. Sean Carter says, warm mead for me, especially with a sore throat. Warm mead. I'm not sure what that is. Kronos is a whiskey tale. What's that song? There's a song like that. Kronos is nice. Richie Poole asks, Mamo Prey grew a tail. No, whiskey tail. Says words and pictures. Woohoo, says Kronos. Stanley's is Bird of Prey. I thought most humans only drank synthahol in TNG times because it's healthy. Well, I don't know it's healthy, but it supposedly, doesn't cause the memory and impairments and whatnot that come with drinking. But if it doesn't cause those things, what the hell is the point of drinking? People drink to feel drunk. At least that's been my experience. Very few people drink just to have one drink. And Kronos' laughter is the best medicine. Stanley says, could an Enterprise crew member get loaded when off duty? What if there's an emergency? I would imagine it'd be, well, what if there's an emergency? Any other? They just have to do the best they can. And if they really don't think they can perform their duties, they would have to, call in sick. Like, what if they were sick and there was an emergency? That's why there's a big crew on a starship. Nobody should be irreplaceable. Nobody should be indispensable. Okay? If you're on a starship, there should be someone else that can do your job, and someone that can do their job, and someone that can do their job. Because nobody can be on duty 24/7. Except Mamo Frey. Stanley says, Bird, we can understand why Mamo Frey might want to drink heavily. Lol. Kronos says, Mamo Frey is allergic to Birdo Frey.
No.
She says she's not. Stanley says, we only have to endure him a couple hours during the streams. Kronos says, fever. I assume you're saying fever like Nana Visitor was singing that song. Fever. I can't even attempt it. Richie Poole says Enterprise crew members get loaded while on duty. Shuttle Pod 1. Kronos says they thought they were going to die. That is true. Stanley says, and he nursed her back to health, and they were lovers ever since. No, that wasn't how the story went. Sean Carter with a $5 super chat said mead, honey wine, specifically Dansk Mujord, Viking blood, imported from Norway. It's probably close to what Mama Prey had when she was sick. Oh, very cool. Thank you so much, Sean Carter. Dansk, Missouri. Jedi Bill, thank you so much, Jedi Bill, gifted a membership. And LDG was the lucky recipient of Jedi Bill's gifted membership. And Jedi Bill gifted another membership. Thank you, Jedi Bill, again. And Kronos was the lucky recipient of Jedi Bill's membership this time. After Kronos said LDG was gifted, what a waste. And then Kronos was the lucky recipient of the second gift. So guys, remember,
Captain's log started
this Tuesday,
741.1. Our best estimates place us some 4 hours from Earth.
this Tuesday, Pi Day, will be the members only stream. And now LDG is using the custom emojis. Kronos says, thanks, brother warrior. Absolutely. Stanley says, did he bring her over soup? No, Dado Prey didn't know she was sick. Dado Prey didn't know she was sick. Kronos says, yeah, chicken soup. Good for you. Kronos goes, red wine, red wine. No, he goes, red wine. Carlo Albanese, Kapla Carlo, says, hi, hope everyone is as well as can be. I hope you are as well as can be. Mr. Londell's Groovy Movie says, Dristan. That's a name from way back. Hail, Karoga, says Carlo. And a Mamo Pray emoji and a hug. Thank you, Carlo. No, he didn't roofie her, Stan. Words and pictures is any homemade alcohol is always a winner. Gorilla says, thanks to Mamo Pray. Stan Lee says, words and pictures is good old bathtub gin. Sweat it out. Miss Lindell says, they still make Tristan. Check around and see if you can get some. I bet it's a different recipe now. Kronos says, thank you to Mamo Pray. John DeMarco says, thanks for the tale, Mamo Pray. And Kronos reminds us, liquor is quicker. Stanley says he probably used to have codeine in it. Stanley says good old cough syrups used to give you some sweet codeine. I assume you mean codeine. Yeah. Back in the day, back in the early mid 2000s, do you remember Stacker 2? It was like supposed to, like, people were using it for weight loss. I used to take it. I used to take the Stacker 2. Some guy at work used to get a ton of it, and like he would kind of resell it for cheap. God knows where those things came from. They got banned. They got banned at some point. I assume they got banned for being too effective, but supposedly they were banned because people were mixing them with alcohol and dying. Stanley says, Kronos, yeah, it didn't cure you, but I'd rather be sick and asleep. Well, Words and Pictures says, thank you, Mama Frey, for sharing your tale. Great story. Richie says, send AOC to Arizona. I will vote for her. I wish I could, Richie. I wish I could. She needs a paper bag over her head, says Kronos. And LDG says, something I actually did that came out good. Kronos says, she is very smart. Smirked. Why were they out of their cages, says Stan Lee. Kronos says, it's going to be all white. Stan Lee says, Bird of Prey, it's the Amazon Basics Changeling Bucket. 5-star rating. I wouldn't be surprised. Richie Poole says, your AOC story sounds like right-wing propaganda, Fox News style. Yeah, I went years without watching Fox News. Kronos says, I don't get news from Fox. Richie says Kronos is newsless. LDG is hugging people. Kronos says, I do like Gutfield. He wipes the floor with the other late night talk shows. Stanley says, damn, my aunt had a neighbor who tossed broken glass over the backyard fence to keep the dog from getting too close. Mamo Prey seriously believes that in the past, this lady threw poison over the fence to kill our prior beagles. Now, I don't know. I have no idea if it's true or not. And obviously, I do not support anybody doing that. But the prior beagles, the Sassy, used to bark a lot, at all times of the day and night. And we even got to almost got into we did get into a big fight with the neighbors because the dog started barking in the middle of the night and they had their windows open. And you think, okay, well, it was like a cool day and they want to keep their windows open and, a dog barking from next door. I could understand the guy getting mad. He's got to be up in the morning and the dog barking in the middle of the night. It really annoys you. But the window he had open was his bedroom window. And we are both along the Long Island Railroad tracks. So there is a train coming by 4 times an hour all through the night. So if you're sleeping with your window open, you're literally 20 feet from a fucking train. 4 times an hour. 2 trains going eastbound, 2 trains going westbound. And God knows what other stuff sometimes goes in the night. They're all different types of like work trains and freight trains and stuff. So it is not a quiet place. Nobody in this area really sleeps with their bedroom window open because you'd hear the train too loud. So I don't know what he was doing, or he manages to sleep through the train, but the dog barking was too much. Anyway, ever since then, we've had very, very poor relationship with those neighbors. And then, more unfortunately, we think he died. He was taken away in an ambulance years ago and never seen again. So I think it's just the wife there alone at this point. And yeah. It's most unfortunate for any innocent animals. If she's trying to trap a possum or a raccoon or something like that, a rat, God forbid. We don't have, knock wood, rats. We haven't had one. So 1 rat once, and it was leaving. But if that's something she was trying to capture, I get it. But what's unfortunate is you can't really put a live trap out without catching other animals. I mean, squirrels, cats, and God knows what other cuter animals might come by. That's what Mama Prey and I, kind of worry about. Chrono says, oh, someone is rich. Not Richie Rich, says Kronos. Kronos says, jackpot. Yes, that was the kissing Dax. Richie pulls his bird is rich. He eats eggs for breakfast every day. You know, it's true. I am rich. I get to eat egg every day. Chrono says, I like omelets. Well, eggs just rock. Stanley says, Richie Poole is a bird eating eggs, some sort of cannibalism. No, these are unfertilized. Chrono says, need an 8th season of DS9. Mostly prawn. I hope it doesn't happen, Chronos. Words and Pictures says, the dinosaurs looked at Chuck Norris the wrong way once. You know what happened to them. Chronos says, Pool is rich. Can I throw snow into the AZ area? Chronos, they get plenty of snow in Arizona. I mean, the Phoenix area does not get a lot of snow. But they had snow in Tucson last week. Jedi Bill posted video of snow in Tucson. And northern, central Arizona, like Sedona, Flagstaff, they get a ton of snow. One of the worst blizzards I was ever caught in was up in Arizona. They closed the entire highway from the entire width of the state of Arizona for snow. I was up at the Grand Canyon, and there was a blizzard. There was a blizzard up there. It was crazy. We could barely see. We could barely see. It was some of the biggest snowstorms that I've been in have been in Arizona. Physical therapy, says Chronos. No, physical therapy is real. Chronos says synthahol sounds like a waste of time. Whiskey in a jar, that's what it is. Whiskey in a jar. Thank you, Chronos. Stanley says, yeah, but in Relics, it was a special occasion. Just see so much boozing in the new track. Almost none in TNG Voyager. And not sure what they were drinking in DS9. Well, let me tell you, the Klingons were drinking blood wine. Preferably year 2309. And I can assure you, the blood wine was not synthahol. That was real drinks. I doubt Quark was serving synthahol. However, if you went to the Replimat, or you replicated, or you got your drinks, then you probably could get synthahol. But I don't think Quark was serving synthahol. To me, synthahol was something that Starfleet used on their starships. I don't think it was used outside of starships. Like, I'm sure there were still real bars on Earth and elsewhere where you would get a real drink. The swearing, the swearing. That's one of the major things that completely takes me out. And that's not, I mean, anyone who says that this is a return to TNG era Trek, it's not. I mean, just look at the fucking words they use. It's clearly not. Stanley says, I like the flavor of alcohol, and I subscribe to Playboy to read the articles. Yeah. Giggity, 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 says Kronos. Or Data can be on duty 24/7. Data's dead. Data's dead. Picard erased his USB drive. John DeMarco says, that reminds me, Shaw is apparently the only person on the entire ship who knows how to jury-rig the nacelles. So much for the engineers. Yes, and as an engineer myself, I want you to know I was personally insulted, Terry Vitalis, personally insulted at the complete lack of engineers on the ship. By the third episode, I'm like, where are all the engineers? Where are those famous Starfleet engineers who can turn rocks into replicators. All the things that Picard and Riker were talking about to fix the ship or to get out of there, there should have been an engineer there to say, hey, we can do that. We can't do that. I can maybe do this. It'll take 2 weeks, but since you've got 2 hours, I'll do it in 20 minutes. But you know what? It's very hard to write an engineer when you have no idea what engineering is or how it works. So better let's not put an engineer in, and hopefully no one will notice. But I noticed, Terry. I noticed. We got LDG using all the custom emojis and Kronos, because that's what you do when you become a new member of the channel. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Jedi Bill. Kronos is whatever happened to the poker shows. Mama Frey says she's game. People stop playing. People stop playing it. We moved to the governor of poker, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Arabic Saunders says custom emoji sounds like a Bajoran term. Custom emoji sounds like a Bajoran term. Let me feel your paw. Kronos likes the one with the pool. Kronos says Pool likes that one video clip. Richie Pool says Kronos Bird lost all his money playing poker. And Kronos says, The Gambler, good song. Yes. The Last Whiskey Bar. Richie Pool says 2 video clips. Kronos says, I just know of the 1 clip. Richie Pool says Synthahol serves no purpose. It's like decaffeinated coffee. Weird. And Miss Londell says people were using Stacker like crank. It was the closest I ever came to being a drug user. Were those Stacker years, months? I don't even remember. I don't think it was years. I think it was like 6 months. Kronos is walking on broken glass. Lennox, Beagle bits are tasty, from what I've heard. Is this a rant? Oh, pray. Choo choo, says Kronos. Richie Pools is bird of prey. Which was built first, your neighborhood or the railroad line? The railroad line. The railroad line was here for 100 years. The house got built in 1960. Arabic Saunders says, remember, over 100 years, 150 years maybe. Arabic Saunders says, Arabic Sonder using his 14-month friend of Karoga super chat says is it Costamoji or Costamojan? The book of the Costamojan. Costamoji. Shit. It's not Costamoji. I know that. Costamojan. Costamojan. The Pare. It's the book of the Costamojan. That's what Kai Wynn is reading it at the end of Deep Space Nine. It blinds Gul Dukat. She's like, you'll find the Bajoran people are very generous as you beg on the street. She threw out blind Gul Dukat. Luckily, he still looked like a Bajoran. So that was great writing. That was great Trek. That was great Trek. This doesn't hold a candle. That doesn't hold a candle to what we used to get. Kronos' bird was working on the railroad all the livelong day. Words and Pictures says, you can call me Bill. documentary by About William Shatner, released Thursday, 16th of March, 2023. I guess you know about this already. No, I had no idea. You Can Call Me Bill, a documentary by and about William Shatner, to be released, I assume, Thursday, March 16th. That's next week. And of course, it's being released on the same day as Picard, episode 5. I'm going to have a busy weekend next week. Thank you so much, Words and Pictures. I'm wondering where it's going to be released, but wherever it is, if it's digital, I'll get it. Arabic says, poor bunnies. We don't have rabbits. We don't have rabbits in the neighborhood. When I first bought my house in 2005, I came in like the maybe like the second day after the people had moved out. I was still living. When I bought the house, I still had an apartment, and I was living in the apartment for another few months before I moved into the house because I was having a lot of work done on the house. So, the house was empty. I was in the back room, which was the master bedroom, and I went to the window and I looked out the back window, and there was this giant, ugly possum, and he was eating the fruit. I had like a peach tree in my backyard, and the fruits had fallen off on the ground, and this fucking big, ugly possum was eating the fruit, and I was like, fuck no, we're getting rid of that right away. I didn't think I should have thought better, but I was like, no, because number one, I don't want fucking possums in my backyard. And number two, I don't want fruit trees because I figured fruit trees bring bees, and I hated bees. So without thinking about future value or anything, the first thing I did was go to the yellow pages. Yes, the yellow pages. Find a gardener and ask him how much to take out the tree. And I paid him happily. And in a couple of days, he not only got rid of that tree, he got rid of all the fruit and vegetables. And because my backyard was a full garden, they grew so much stuff in my backyard. And I was like, tear it all out and just make it grass. And that's what he did. And I was so happy. And I didn't see any more possums for many, many years. And knock wood, they didn't have any real bee problems either. Watch this year, I will. But of course, had we kept that tree, I'm sure it would have paid off at some point. But bird does not eat caviar, Kronos. Sean Cotter says northern Arizona is one of the snowiest parts of the nation. Kronos is Jedi Bill as Uncle Paulie. I don't know, not exactly. Kronos is Bird of Prey. Holy sheesh. I don't know the weather patterns of AZ. Cut me some freaking slack. Well, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. It's okay. You don't have to know the weather patterns. Kronos says, I'm trying not to give Poole any credit. Arabic Sana says, I thought I heard that synthahol does have alcohol, just a whole lot less. I don't know the logistics or the specifics of synthahol. I know it doesn't have as strong feeling as alcohol on the body. It sounds like it's synthetic alcohol. Mr. Lundell says, who the hell is saying this is a return to TNG? What crackhead has the audacity to utter such blasphemies? They're out there. They're out there. Kronos says crackheads rock. And John DeMarco wins. Says the engineers arrive on Tuesday. Kronos was not a fan of Generations. I would love the Ribbon of Bliss, however, the Nexus. Yeah, like why hasn't anyone else? Why aren't there people in the Federation trying to like get into the Nexus all the effing time? Like who is like where are they tracking it? Like the Nexus is currently in the beta quadrant and they're just waiting for their opportunity to fly a ship up to the Nexus. You're like, well, any ship that's approached the Nexus has been destroyed. But who cares if the ship's destroyed? You go to the Nexus. You don't need the ship. Kronos says, hello, Governor. Richie Pools says, didn't Seven say in the first episode or second episode that engineering is automated? No engineers on a starship is a very bad idea. No, what Picard said, shouldn't we call engineering to let them know we're going to go to warp 9.99? And she says, no, that's automated on this ship. I didn't get the feeling that she said engineers were automated. I got the feeling that they didn't have to make a call. Like engineering. And to be honest, it's a kind of stupid call to make. If you're leaving space dock, I think the engineers would already know you're going to want warp power. Kronos says Sisso Prey walking down the stairs was funny. Oh my God, all that time ago. Sisso Prey falling on the ice. It was so, oh my God, it was so long ago. Mamo Prey driving Sisso Prey to the train station. Oh, a completely different time, Kronos. A completely.
Thing I said to her when I was going out the door to warm the car. Be careful, it's icy. Look.
Costamogen, yes, that's what it is. Thank you, Kronos. Awoo! Yes, Sassy, that's for you. Jedi Bill says, yes, there will be words and pictures. Wild Bill with Jeff Bridges. John DeMarco says the custom emoji are released when you smash the tablet. The custom emoji. I get that too. Because Cisco smashed the rock and released the custom emoji. Chrono says the Wesseries of, okay, that one I can't pronounce, of London. Words and pictures says Cool Bill. Cowboy Bill. Richie Poole says, why the hell did they build a bunch of houses so close to the railroad line? Because it's New York. It's New York City. Every inch of land is valuable. Okay? This plot of land became more valuable to build a house on than to be an empty plot of garbage landfill. Kronos says the Kai didn't suffer long enough. Kronos is like the witch from Game of Thrones. John DeMarco says this doesn't even hold a ghost candle to classic Trek. Arabic Sanda says, haha, Kronos. I actually started liking her when she stood up to Wayoon. But when she fell for Ducat was when I lost faith in her. Until the end when she redeemed herself. Kronos says, what's your opinion on The Mandalorian? Well, I watched episode 1 of season 3. I think it's season 3. Or is it season 2? I don't know. Whatever season just came out. Season 3. I watched episode 1. I thought it was kind of boring. So I started to watch episode 2. On Wednesday, I fell asleep. I ended up watching it finally Thursday night after all this Picard stuff was over. And it's just, I really don't care about Star Wars. And after watching The Mandalorian, I still don't. I still don't care about Star Wars. I don't, it wasn't very believable.
You know they changed the name.
The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
That's now the Mandalorian.
That's it. See, you know that.
It's for you, Mama Pray. Yeah, not a big fan of the Mandalorian. Baby Yoda. It doesn't make any sense. If he's so good with the Force, why did he need to go get fucking Gareth Thrace or whatever? Starbuck. Rogert. Chrono still uses the yellow pages. Ducat and Win Gross. Richie Poole says, hey, what are the odds that Baby Yoda will turn to the dark side and start doing the magic hand thing in the service of evil? I don't think he'll turn. I do think at some point he's going to start talking. And he's like, yeah, I could talk this whole time. When we just pretend to be young, and then I was pretending to be a baby for so long, I just would have felt weird to come out and talk and tell you, yeah, I'm really the equivalent of a 20-year-old. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says Bird was an engineer. Which railroad did he work for? Not that type of engineer. Arabic Saunders says, I'm the closest one to Uncle Paulie here, I bet, because I'm an uncle and interesting. Can you explode the Nexus? I don't know, maybe. Arabic Saunders says, I prefer my Vulcan given name, not the one adopted parents gave me. Chronos says, I was talking about Ciso Prey in only a towel. Poole likes this. Oh, Ciso Prey in the towel. Yes. Arabic Saunders says, I love the clip, Chronos. So funny. Bird's eye, then it rewinds. Fodder Stomp says, good afternoon. Have I missed Dear Bop? No, you not missed Dear Bop. We'll be coming up on Dear Bop in a few minutes, Fodder Stomp. Chronos says, please keep up those Star Trek shorts. They are slightly funny. Well, Chronos, in fact, I am going to keep up those shorts. And I'm glad you find them slightly funny because I'm about to play one. Because I need a minute to take a pill and do some things. So instead of commercials right now, you're going to get it. I hope that you hear the audio. So I'm not sure you will. But if you don't, I'll fix it next time. So, Spock, what's on the agenda for today? Captain, as you are well aware, I am your first officer, not your secretary. Uhura, where's that coffee I asked for? I am the communications officer, not a waitress. Oh, geez, it's going to be one of those days again, eh? Those days. Yes, Spock, it's an Earth expression. It means I'm going to have a headache the size of Jupiter before noon. Maybe you shouldn't have consumed so much Romulan ale last night. Oh, you're a doctor now, Spock? Fascinating. One of those days indeed. Captain, we're being hailed from planet M114. On screen. Friend? Oh my God, man. What a hideous-looking alien. Ahem, sir. The frequency is open. It's okay, Spock. He must know how ugly he is already. Yes, sadly it's true. Salty knows I am an ugly alien. It's okay. What can we do for you? I want to invite you and your salty crew to a party here on M114. We're going to have cake, appetizers, tapas, dancing, firewalkers, and a lot more. It's going to be the biggest party since the Big Bang. I like the sound of that. Maybe this day won't be so bad after all. Send the coordinates and we'll set course immediately. If I may. Damn it, Spock. This is why we don't get invited to the good parties. Can't you see I'm busy here? Captain, this creature is clearly a salt vampire, similar to the one we killed on M113. What? M113? My wife was on M113. Calm down, please. My science officer was mistaken. We didn't kill anyone on M113, did we, Mr. Spock? Mr. Spock, I asked you a question. Did we kill anyone on M113? Vulcans are known to be truthful. No, we did not kill anyone on M113. Well, why would he say that? Because he's an idiot. Do you know anyone on M112? My niece is on M112. I see. What about M109? No, I don't think so. Well, there you see, we were at M109. Mr. Spock confused it with M113. He's not very good with numbers. Well, he's not invited to my party. But you, Captain, and the rest of your crew, please beam down as soon as you arrive. No phasers, please. What can we bring? I have access to the finest spirits or the sweetest desserts in this sector of the galaxy. You guys don't have to bring anything. Though maybe if your kitchen can spare a few extra salt packets. Sure we can. How many do you need? How many do you got? I'll order 24 salt packets. Does that sound good? Order 24. Are you sure, Captain? Absolutely. Order 24 now, Sulu. Aye, sir. Oh, God! The pain! The pain! Spock, what did you do? I thought you ordered an order 24, sir. This is what I mean by one of those days. Bones, I'm going to need some Tylenol. Stat. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a pharmacy. I'm going to order 24 sickbay if you don't get me something for this headache. Too soon, sir. Too soon. Dun, 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 dun. And we're back. I hope that played okay. I checked the audio. It seemed like it was. I hope it wasn't too loud or too low. Kronos says sci-fi is unbelievable, ? Jedi Bill puts in a bunch of Mamo Pray emojis. Kronos' opinions are like bird, keep firing. Resolute Germs is After Bed Life, a special presentation of Chuck Norris, Karate Commando, in honors of his 83rd birthday. Wow, very cool, Resolute. Guys, check that out. Kronos is Norris is 83. Arabic Sound says, wait, Bird hopes that we hear the audio. No, not that again. Kronos says, Salty looks good here. Richie Poole says, Bird Star Trek shorts have a picture of Burnham on the backside. I don't know what that means. Kronos is just kidding, Salty. Kronos says, I don't hate her looks. I just don't like her character. I'm sure he means Burnham. Resolute says, wow, Salty let himself go. Words and Pictures says, I love this short. It's astronomically funny. Thank you. Kronos throws salt at Sonder. Good luck, says Kronos. Words and Pictures says, the short must frighten the slugs in the chat. The short must frighten the slugs in the chat because of the salt. I get it. Kronos says, I have canisters of salt. Does that iodine matter? Richie Poole says, oh my God. Words and Pictures, any yes. John DeMarco says, order 24. Get some every time. Kronos says, hello world. It was fine. The video that is burnt ham. Okay, let's head over to Dear Bops. Oh, so yeah. So normally we would do Wordle, but we can't do Wordle because I already did Wordle this morning, thanks to LDG. So let's head over, and I already went through the days of the month, of the day earlier because I thought it was Give Women AIDS Day. Listen, I'm just being honest. Obviously, I wasn't for it. I was just surprised. Cronus says, have you ever had one of those KFC heart attack sandwiches. If you mean the KFC Double Down, no. No, I've never had it. And even when I could eat food like that, I had no desire for a KFC Double Down. It looked nasty to me. Now, I really liked the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich, and in truth, I still do. I can't eat it anymore, but I would love it if I could. But that chicken sandwich I love. And don't get me wrong, a good chicken sandwich is a wonderful thing. But the Double Down, oh God, no. There's nothing appetizing about the Double Down to me. Arabic says, what about Google News? Yeah, I tried to skip it. Arabic. You got me. I don't think there's anything particularly of interest. The New York City rats carry COVID-19, could pose a risk to humans. Study says. The rats carry lots of shit. Strange circular dunes on Mars spotted in NASA photos. What does it matter? What does any of it matter? Let's see. 1.9 million Yeti coolers recalled over magnet hazard. Yeti coolers are popular coolers, especially among the Jeep crowd. OpenAI GPT arriving mid-March. GPT-4 arriving mid-March 2023. And it's huge. This is mid-March 2023. Screen Rant. Picard Season 3's Titan Captain gets a big moment. Denied Cisco. What? You know, if I read this, I'm just going to be annoyed. It's going to be fake. Scientists revive zombie virus that spent 48,500 years frozen in permafrost. Right. Like they know the 500 years. They're sure. Not 48,000 or 49,000. It's 48,500. You can trust us. We're scientists. Meanwhile, they can't tell me if it's going to snow or not tomorrow. Yahoo says, Yellowstone fans, congratulations are in order for Kevin Costner and Kelly Riley. Fuck you. Oh, no, Yellowstone I still like. I'm sorry. I thought they were talking 1923, which I now hate. No, this is not footage of NATO aircraft being attacked by Russian missiles. Okay, let's see. Picard Season 3. Star Trek Picard Season 3, Captain Liam Shore unloads his reasons for why he hates Picard in a way that Commander Sisko didn't get to on DS9. That's news to me. Because he said, what did he have to say? We were in battle at Wolf 359. My wife died. Captain Liam Shore, Todd Stashwick, reveals his traumatic backstory in Star Trek Picard season. Everybody's got a traumatic backstory. Every fucking character on Star Trek now has a traumatic backstory. You remember when people didn't have traumatic backstories? Star Trek Picard Season 3, Episode 4, no-win scenario. In this dramatic confrontation with Admiral Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, is the big moment Commander Benjamin Sisko Avery Brooks was denied on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. The chip on Shaw's shoulder was apparent ever since Picard and Captain Will Riker, Jonathan Frakes, boarded the USS Titan A. But Shaw's animosity goes much deeper than the fact that Riker and Picard tried to commandeer his starship. Star Trek Season 9 premiere, Emissary, featured the lone one-on-one meeting between Commander Sisko and Captain Picard. Sisko had just arrived at Deep Space Nine, which had been left in shambles by the departing Cardassians. He was none too pleased to be summoned to the USS Enterprise D to speak to its captain. Sisko was the first officer of the Saratoga during Star Trek The Next Generation's Battle of Wolf 359, when Picard, who was assimilated and turned into Locutus, led the Borg to decimate Starfleet. Sisko's wife, Jennifer, died at Wolf 359, and Ben became a widower raising their young son, Jake. Yet Sisko's tense briefing with Picard was nothing like Captain Shaw's revelation in Star Trek Picard, Season 3, Episode 4. It was exactly the same. Shaw got a few extra lines. Captain Shaw entered the USS Titan A's holodeck, recreation of 10 forward, and rudely interrupted Admiral Picard's bonding time with his son. Well, no. Okay, if they wanted bonding time, they could have gone to a private place. They didn't need to go to the public holodeck. Okay. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
No. You're a robot. You're a robot. You are a robot.
I still can't hear you.
I order you to delete yourself. They try to trick you into saying yes for some reason. Anyway, with the members of the Titan's crew looking on, Shaw finally unleashed his barely concealed fury at Picard. It turns out Shaw was an engineer on the USS Constance, which was destroyed at the Battle of Wolf 359. Shaw randomly survived the catastrophe, and he's been traumatized by it ever since. Locutus of Borg, literally walking onto his ship to have dinner with Shaw, pushed him over the edge. Todd Stashwick's powerful performance laid Shaw's pain bare, but Picard patiently absorbed Liam's hatred. After all, it isn't the first time a Starfleet officer confronted Picard about Wolf 359. Shaw got to unload on Jean-Luc Picard, Season 3, Episode 4, in a way that Commander Sisko couldn't on DS9. Sisko had to swallow his anger at Picard Locutus, and he immediately made it clear that they'd met before in battle. Captain Picard understood what it meant, but he and Sisko continued their briefing and did their duty as Starfleet officers. Shaw certainly broke protocol when he yelled at the Admiral on the Titan's holodeck, but it was a release of Commander Sisko's probably would have relished had he chosen to unburden himself on Picard. No, because Shaw thought that they were 3 hours away from death. Okay, that's the difference. And Sisko, at least Sisko got to confront Picard when it was only a few years ago. Shaw has been waiting 30 years to say something. Sisko got to say it at least, a few years later. It was still fresh in his mind. Most people moved on since then. Even Cisco moved on. That said, I do like Shaw. He's the one good thing from this, and I don't think, Salty thinks it makes him a bad captain. I disagree. I completely disagree. It makes him a human being. Of all the people, all the problems on Star Trek Picard, Shaw is not one of them, in my opinion. Anyway. Where are we? Screen rant leads to bird rant. John DeMarco. Where are we? Richie Poole says, no Wordle. Can I get a refund for this month's membership fee? No. I'll do a Wordle. We're gonna do Wordle on Tuesday. Kronos' bird sounded like Kirk that one moment talking about chicken sandwiches. Resolute says, we'll eat a Wendy's spicy in your honor, Bert. Thank you, Resolute. Arabic says, I agree. Wendy's spicy chicken is better than their burgers. Kronos haven't had a Wendy's in years. Teehee. Resolute says, don't those rats already have the plague? They probably do. I don't know which kills faster. Kronos says, I like their mushroom bacon cheeseburgers. Arabic Santa says, haha, aw, thanks. No problem, Arabic. Kronos says, what day is today? Arabic says, oh my God, Kronos, we don't have those here, luckily. Friday. Kronos says, oh, for some stuck in the past. Thursday, stuck in the past. Thursday. Kronos says, the weather dominator, it causes shrinkage and perhaps death. John DeMarco says, the Cisco does not get denied. Absolutely not. Kronos says, I forget Bird was talking. Nog was at least a good character. Gorilla says, Jennifer was at Wolf 359 because it was cheaper than a divorce. John DeMarco says, yeah, the difference that Cisco expressed how he felt about Picard without using swearing or otherwise acting unprofessionally. Yep. Resolute says, yep, they're right. Cisco's was actually good. Arabic says, I like Nog. Jake's character got better over time. I think so too. And honestly, that last scene of the last ever scene of Deep Space Nine with Jake and Kira looking out the window at the wormhole and they pull away. In my head canon, Kira and Jake became romantically involved. I know she's an older woman. I don't think Jake had anything against older women. And I think she just said goodbye to Odo. She was emotional. She lost her emissary. But Jake is like the closest thing to the emissary now. So I think he's like very popular with the Bajoran women. I'm just saying. I think Jake probably keeps quarters on Deep Space Nine, and he has lines of Bajoran women coming up to spend time with him in a one-on-one personal session. Worse in Picture says, I order to delete yourself, blip. I mean, I think Jake is like, hey, ladies, you want to meet the emissary? Some women have been known to have a vision, if you know what I mean. Kronos' bird is babbling. Good time to take a crap. Aravix's word isn't installed till Tuesday. JP says Wendy spicy is the bestest. It is. It is. Resolute says that's one of the weirder things you said, Bird. No, I don't think so. I honestly don't. I really think that's what he would do. Aravix says low Bird, do a DS9 shorts track. The DS9 shorts tracks are gonna come. We're gonna be shorts tracks with all the different Trek characters. Eventually they're going to be, jumping into different shows. You're gonna have TNG and Voyager and DS9 people meeting. It's gonna get all crazy. Okay. I've got so many TOS things mapped out. I've got the evil admiral who's going to be like the bane of Captain Kirk. He's always going to be on Kirk's ass. I've got ideas. So much. There's a shared universe. I don't know if they'll be able to deliver, but I've put some thought into it. Anyway, now we will get to Dear Bot. Okay. We will get to Dear Bot. Got quite a few. Dear Bop, will you be buying City Skylines 2 when it comes out? Supposedly being asked by Captain MKG. I have no way of knowing if this is truly by Captain MKG, but whether it is or it's not, the answer is maybe. Maybe. I put it on my Steam wish list, so I'll get notified when it comes out. My guess is I'll probably buy it. I mean, I really, really enjoyed City Skylines. And more than likely, I will just purchase it when it comes out. But my guess is it'll probably be a game that I don't play right away. Maybe we'll play it, the day of or something. But I think it'll be a few months before they iron out the bugs. I just feel like there's no way this game is going to be delivered, optimized and ready to go. It just seems very, very unlikely. But we'll see. We'll see. And also it depends on how much it is. I mean, if it's $40-$50, I'll buy it. If it's $100 or something, probably not. I'll wait. I'll wait till they do a sale. The next Dear Bob. Hello, if you're in need of a data scraping services, I'd be happy to assist you. As an expert in this field, I have experience and tools necessary to provide fast and accurate data scraping that can help you make informed decisions and grow your business. Don't hesitate to reach out to me for your data scraping needs. Wesley? That seems like a very weird message from Wesley. But in any case, Wesley or not, I do not have any data scraping needs. Dear Bob, if Jack is the offspring of Beverly and Jean-Luc, and Jean-Luc was assimilated by the Borg, and Jean-Luc still has nanoprobes in his bloodstream after being unassimilated, could the visions Jack is hearing be part of those nanoprobes now trying to assimilate Jack? Honestly, yes. And at this point, I do believe that the true big bad is Borg or part Borg. I do believe that it is a Borg Dominion threat. Like the Borg and the Dominion have combined or something in some way, and that's the real big bad in Picard. And it's not a joke. It's not a joke. I do believe that, and I do believe the people want Jack because he's somehow part Borg. I do think that the visions he's getting, the find me, and that vine that's growing behind him, I think that represents the Borg collective. I think the Borg is coming, and that find me, I think is like a Borg queen or something. And so I do believe that that's all related. I honestly believe that. We'll see what happens. Where next week is five weeks, halfway. LDG says it's a joke. Oh my God. If this is a joke, I don't think it's a joke. I think it's real. I think the Borg and the Dominion have somehow, or shapeshifters and the Borg have somehow come together. I don't know if they've been assimilated so much as they decided to work together, and they use kind of the best of both parts. John DeMargo says the big bad is behind a sinister plot to remove all lighting from Starfleet ships. That's possible. Dear Bob, it's Mario Day. Here's an excerpt from Hotel Mario. Luigi, look, it's from Browser. Dear pesky plumbers, the Koopalings and I have taken over the Mushroom Kingdom. The princess is now a permanent guest in one of my 7 Koopa hotels. I dare you to find her if you can. Mario, we gotta find the princess. Luigi, and you gotta help us. If you need help getting through the hotels, please refer to the enclosed instruction book. Luigi, I hope she made lots of spaghetti. Hotel Mario, Philip CDI, 1994. I have no recollection of that Mario game. That's weird. I do remember the CDI. I don't remember them making Mario games for it. Not Ryan Johnson says, still can't say Mario correctly. Shaking my head. I am saying Mario. Hakeem says, hey dude, and puts in a hand. Resolute says a Borg Dominion alliance is just the kind of lazy bullshit I'd expect from New Trek. Yep. Arabic Saunders says Mar-10 Mario never occurred to me. Kind of clever. Yeah. Cronus is not the racist. I'm Italian myself. It's okay. It's like, that part of the population that can say that one word that no one else can say without repercussion. If I'm Italian, I can say, oh, I make the spicy meatballs. Dear Bob, happy Mario Day. Just for you people, happy Mario Day. See, now that hurt. Dear Bob, how come we never see Karoga on nationstates.net anymore? Did you run Karoga into the ground like you do every spaceship and plane you ever piloted? Your name at the Academy would be Crash Bird. Ha ha, I'm a great writer. Terry Metalis, you son of a bitch, Terry. You unblock me, Terry, or I'm going to run New Trek into the ground. And yes, okay, maybe my nickname at the academy would be Crash Bird. You know what? It wasn't funny. It was a shitty joke. Crash LaForge? That's not funny, Terry. That was a stupid joke. And you should feel bad for making it. Fucking Terry Metalis. Coming on my stream to fucking tell me I'm a bad writer. Or whatever he's saying. I'm a bad spaceship pilot. As for nationstates.net, no, I have nationstates.net open in this very browser. And Karoga, Republic of Karoga, the Armed Republic of Karoga, remains here. Civil rights below average, a powerhouse economy, few political freedoms, and a population of 8.966 billion people. And we could do a oh, I gotta log in. That's why. Let's do an issue. Birdo Prey 5, the unforgettable, could go to Dago. A matter of loaf and death. Military budgets up for approval. Fatal crash, cash dash. Kicking out the competition. That's what I like. The issue. The top clubs in the nation's T-Rex Ball League have expressed interest in leaving the domestic competition to join the closed elite Osiris T-Rex Super Ball League instead. T-Rex ball fans are worried that the slate of competition of Karoga will suffer as a result. Fans before funds, gasped T-Rex ball fan Megan Liu, putting her vuvuzela down after blowing it between each word. Any plucky team should have a chance to compete against the best through gumption and love of sport. Our team shouldn't be denied a chance because the filthy rich teams want to run off the Super League to schmooze with the elites. They should remain where they are. Come on, ref. 2. The invisible boot of the free market at work, says Susie Sestro, owner of the Atletico Kronos, who's been too busy to attend his own team's matches for over 2 years. The opportunities are endless. Television rights, tourists flocking to our shiny new stadiums, the exposures of our players across Osiris. Besides, what would you rather watch? Atletico beating the tumbleweed minnows into a pulp, or Atletico squaring off against the likes of Foxchester United in a weekly televised spectacle? If you ask me, there's a better way, claims your groundskeeper, a connoisseur of obscure sports. I've seen gridiron played over the United Federation, where the worst teams get the best rookies from a draft. Picks fair and simple, just like how I choose my flowers for your garden. Why not enforce the system here? It'd certainly level the playing field and remove all the exclusivity and unlimited money surrounding established teams. I don't give a fuck about sports. I really don't. Well, Josh Reed says, wasn't your name at the Academy Crash Prey 5? That is a better name. Hey, Orville Nation is in the chat. Welcome, PJ. Welcome, PJ. Kronos says, congratulations for watching a life bird of prey. You did good. I did good. Yay. I'm not sure what I did good at, but I'm happy. I guess we'll do number 2. We'll let them compete. Sports club owners are having a money ball. Okay, good for them. Good for them. Anyway, moving on with Dear Bop. Dear Bop God damn it. Would you kiss Terry Metalis if you could have sex with Terry Farrell? What kind of kiss? I mean, if it was a kiss on the cheek, yeah, I'd kiss Terry Metalis on the cheek to have sex with Terry Farrell. If it was open mouth French kiss or something, no, I don't think I could do it. And it would also like, is it Terry Farrell now or Terry Farrell from Deep Space Nine? Does she have spots on or not? These are questions I need to know. They okay. The short answer is if it's a kiss on the cheek, if there's no saliva and no tongue involved, I'd kiss Terry Metalis to get to Terry Farrell. If there's saliva or tongue involved, or some part other than his head above his neck or something, then probably not. Probably not. Who the hell wouldn't, says JP. It would really. Terry Metalis is a male. Terry Metalis is a male Arabic. Chrono says it's a trap. It's a trap. Murder Hornet says there's a guy talks, but when he reads something, he sends me to Mexico. What's a Metalis, says Kronos. He's the guy who writes Star Trek. Dear Bob, why did Terry Metalis block you on Twitter? I don't know. I have no idea. I wasn't even that fucking bad about what I said about Picard. I assume I'm still blocked. Terry, I like that it says Terry Farrell. Terry Metalis, blocked. And to be honest, I'm kind of curious why he has a wheelchair. He has a DeLorean. He has a DeLorean in his garage, I assume. I assume it's his garage. And he has a DeLorean that's got the time machine stuff on it, which, there was a time in my life I almost bought a DeLorean. There was $25,000, and I just wanted it for a couple of months, and I was going to resell it, and it would have cost me maybe $5,000 when all was said and done. But I realized I couldn't fit in the fucking car. I wouldn't. Number one, I can't drive stick. I would have learned, but I don't know how to drive stick. But B, I wouldn't have been able to fit in the car. I just wanted the DeLorean to take it into work one day, and it would have been worth $5,000 to me to do that. But when I realized I wouldn't be able to physically sit and drive the car, I was very disappointed. It probably saved me from losing $25,000 because the way things go, I probably never would have sold it. But yeah, so he has this picture of the DeLorean, and until I was blocked, I never noticed that this is a power wheelchair, I believe, in the recline position here. So I don't know, was Terry Metalis in a wheelchair at one point? Does he have this as a reminder? I honestly don't know. Is this even a wheelchair? Maybe I'm not, because it looks like a wheelchair, but it is in terrible, terrible shape. Is this another movie prop that I'm just not familiar with? I don't know. There it is. There it is without the Dear Bob graphics in front. If anybody knows, I'm curious. Yes, Mama Pray, you may see and look at either monitor.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a wheelchair.
Yeah, but I mean it's
or maybe a dental chair.
or a dental chair.
I don't know. At least the wheels.
You can't see the wheels. Could be a dental chair. That could be
an electric chair.
A power wheelchair is what I thought it was.
I think it is too. I really do.
I don't know. Anyway.
Maybe DeLorean makes a wheelchair.
Stanley says every man should be able to drive manual. I could probably get around. JP's 25,000 is a steal. This was 2005. So, almost 20 years ago.
Oh. Okay, I had 2 more cups of tea.
Mama Pray had 2 more cups of tea, and she's feeling better. Good.
No whiskey.
Good, but no whiskey.
Lemon.
Just lemon. Anyway. So yeah, I do not know why he blocked. Yes, he's a writer for Star Trek Picard. The showrunner too. Yes. Murder Hornet says this lady helps vets. Was her husband BD and wanted expensive tequila, and she sent me. Bird can't drive 88. And Kronos hates clutches. Murder Hornet says guy here wants to sell me an 82 Porsche 928. I can't say I'm familiar with Porsches. Kronos says, oh God, just invent the flux capacitor. Mr. Londell says that's an ejector seat from a fighter plane. Really? Very interesting. Kronos says you gotta love aluminum. Stan Lee says from a jet cockpit. It was stainless steel, yes. The DeLorean. Jedi Bill says, and your most favorite vehicle is the Jeep, Bird of Prey. How did you drive it if you don't know how to drive a stick shift? Because I had automatic Jeeps. Not all Jeeps are manual. Yay, Mama Prey is better, says Kronos. JP says it wouldn't be a fighter jet if it was aluminum. And Stanley says, yeah, they shouldn't rust. Kronos would have gone with titanium. And JP says driving a manual is your God-given right. Dear Bob, 4 episodes in and there's no Brent Spiner appearance. What gives? They're going to do the same thing they did with Picard season 1 and Picard season 2. We've had no Geordi, no lore. Not that I give a shit, but Marina Sirtis has barely been on. Then they introduced Worf in episode 3, and now there's no Worf in episode 4. So is he going to be back in 5? I don't know. They're just sprinkling people around. There's not going to be 5 episodes of everybody together trying to fight the bad guy. If we're lucky, there'll be 1 episode that everybody's in, maybe 1 or 2 scenes. If we're lucky. We haven't seen Moriarty yet. And to be honest, I honestly believed that Denise Crosby was going to be in this season and they were hiding it, but now I don't think so anymore. I don't. I really gave them way too much credit. I gave them way too much credit. Dear Bob, what if Lore is being brought into Picard to stir up the changelings, just as he did with the Borg? How lazy would that be? What I believe is that Lore is, and I don't know if you guys can hear Sassy bark, but my belief is that Lore is going to claim to be a changed character, that he's pro Federation now, and he's going to get Geordi to agree to with him. That's my guess. Dear Bob, good to see you. Now, Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take ya. Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. That's where we want to go. Way down in Costa Bojan. Yes, I got that. I got it. Dear Bob, please could you help? My next door neighbor seems to be a nice lady, but she likes to feed the rats in her backyard. I've had to put poison and traps everywhere to get rid of my rats. There are so many now, I don't know what to do. Any suggestions? Thanks, anonymous Bayside neighbor. Yeah, you should invite the rats in and keep them in your house and lock your doors and windows so now they can't leave. Aroo, Sassy of London, says Kronos. Richie Pools says, give him hell, Sassy. Yes, the Beach Boys. Sassy is bargaining because someone is trying to steal your garbage can. I hope not. No, the garbage men came. The garbage men came. Kronos doesn't hate that song. And crap, now he's got the song in his brain. Richie Poole says these days people are trying to give Bird garbage, not steal it. Kronos says Crosby showing up would be interesting. Michael Sullivan, Kapla, says remember for any Worf appearance, you also get Rafi. Yeah, I know. I know. Stan Lee says Deanna has Skyped in. Yeah, she Skyped in twice. Once in the past. Dear Bob, do you think that Cybok could have eased Captain Shaw's pain? Sure. He would have shared it with the group. Kronos likes quiet neighbors. Dear Bob, is Captain Shaw Star Trek's new version of Edward Jellicoe? No, I really don't think so. Edwin Jellicoe was a better captain. Dear Bob, why is it called New Trek? Because everything new sucks. Dear Bob, are you into role-playing? No, I am not into any type of role-playing games. Dear Bob, Camilla, there's a guy named Berto Prey 5, and he is an engineer and likes to crash things. We can use him as a scapegoat for East Palestine. Love, Joe V. Dear Bob, moving on up to the, what is it, east side or west side? To a deluxe apartment in the sky. Dear Bob, butts again. Dear Bob, oh baby, why are you lying? You know how to drive stick like a man. Transsexual number 1. Dear Bob, and a link to an image. And, oh, yeah, very much looks like an ejection seat. So Terry Metalis, did he eject from a plane? Or he just bought an ejection seat and leaves it in his garage? And here I was thinking that he overcame some serious illness or something in his life. Dear Bob, Picard, Season 3, Episode 5, Worf and Rafi clip. Yeah. There's Rafi. There's Rafi. It's so dark. Like, I'm not even worried YouTube's going to see it. Oh my God, they're on the La Serena. What did the changeling steal from the vault? Denied. Okay. Dear Bob, Splinter Chair is a T-33 jet trainer ejection seat used in 12 Monkeys. Gotcha. Yeah, there it is. There it is. And that's why I have no idea what it is, because I never seen 12 Monkeys. And let's see. Okay. So thank you. Thank you to the person who found that link. I appreciate it. I never even thought to think it might be an ejection seat. So anyway, Chrono says I laugh loud. Dan Ben, hey Dan Ben, says I'm realizing my case. It's 50-50. You might find it loud or not. JP says, oh my God, I saw Phil in that clip. You saw Phil in that clip? No, I don't think you. There wasn't anybody in that clip. Bird, do you think Worf and Rafi are going to do the nasty? I hope not. I hope not, Richie. That would be a tremendous insult to the memory of Jadzia. Chrono says, if you had the right music to play loud, I wouldn't care. Cody Guy says, hello. Hello, Cody. Resolute says, you're not missing anything on 12 Monkeys. It's a waste of time. The movie or the show, asked Kronos. He never saw the show. I'm assuming he means the show, because that's what Terry Metalis worked on. And then I got a blank Dear Bop, so there's nothing to share. If anybody sent in a Dear Bop, it's completely blank. Now I got a second Dear Bop. What is your favorite actress? Alexa, open, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm not going to read that. Close, cancel. Words and Pictures with a £5 sterling super chat says, for your short stream adventures, thank you. It's not short. We had a 2.5 hour stream today. This is 35 minutes longer than most streams of late. But thank you so much, Words and Pictures. My short, oh, for the shorts, the YouTube, the short track short, then I very much appreciate that, if that's what it was. And yes, there will be more short tracks. Most of them are 1 minute long, and they come up as YouTube shorts. You can find them if you go to the channel directly at Bird of Prey 5. youtube.com/BertoFred5. So anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm gonna get some rest. I'm working on my 5 nitpicks from Picard, and it's much harder to narrow down this week than it has been in weeks prior. So we'll see. Richie Pools is maybe Worf, Rafi, and Seven will have a threesome. Oh God. Star Trek Salty says words in picture. Oh, thank you. Chrono says it was longer than normal. Jaloja. Salty likes the salt, says Chronos. John DeMarco says, have a good evening, everyone. Yes. Good evening, John. I assume Jep Nerdy is on for tomorrow. I'm not sure. But if it is, people check out Jep Nerdy. Captain Fandom Nerd says, thank you, Captain. Michael Sullivan, hello, Michael, says, Bird, I've been removing from my YouTube feed some of those kind folks who have been claiming Star Trek Picard Season 3 is an improvement. I have replaced them with you. Michael Sullivan, thank you so much. I appreciate it, but I'm gonna suggest that, people have different opinions on things. And if you had somebody that you truly and honestly enjoyed for years or months or years, and the one thing you're disagreeing with them about is season 3 of Star Trek Picard, I get it, but I wouldn't leave a channel over a disagreement over one show. Okay, listen, if time comes and 3, 4, 5 shows, movies, you find that they consistently have completely different opinions than you, then yeah, I totally get it. It's not working. But if this is the first thing that they disagree with you on, I'd cut them some slack. I really would. And I'm not saying that, that I've not cut ties, with the channels, with Dave Cullen or Nerdrotic. They're still some of my favorite channels. I don't know what they're on. I think they're crazy for liking Picard. I really do. But I'm not abandoning them because we disagree with Picard. Listen, Star Trek has always been a property that people have had disagreements on. How many people well, I love Deep Space Nine, or I love Voyager, or I love okay. Not a lot of people have ever said Enterprise was their favorite track, but some people have. Okay, and before New Track, before Star Trek 2009, I used to think people who liked Voyager were crazy, right? I think Voyager was for me. Voyager was the bottom of the barrel of Trek. Now, since Star Trek Discovery, we find that barrel is so much deeper than I ever thought it could be, that now Voyager isn't so bad. And honestly, the best thing that ever happened to Star Trek Voyager was Star Trek Discovery. And then, Picard and Strange New Worlds. And oh my God, you remember the short tracks? Do you remember the short tracks? Not to be confused with my much superior shorts track, but the short tracks that were just the worst things ever penned by mankind. Anyway, the point being, I really appreciate you saying that. I really appreciate you joining the channel. I very much hope you stay and hang out and become part of the community. But, the day is going to come when you're going to disagree with me over a movie or a TV show. And I hope it doesn't cause you to leave at that point. I just say, if you like what you see from my channel or anyone's channel, don't leave over one TV show. It's not worth it, in my opinion. That's all I can say, in my opinion. And Captain Phantom Nerds is, at least you're being honest about Picard Season 3. Thank you, Captain. But the thing is, and, I don't really think they're lying. For whatever reason, I think they actually like it. I don't think that they're lying about liking it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I truly believe them. I give them that benefit of the doubt. And Resolute Germ, guys, click the link. Resolute Germs Karate Commando starts now, to a tribute to Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris's birthday today. Resolute Germ is doing Karate Commando right now on his channel. Okay. Anyway. Is Prodigy worth watching? Yes, Kronos, I think it is. Prodigy is, granted, it's made for kids, so if you can watch it with a child, even better. If you can watch it with a child, better. If you're an adult, okay. If you're an old school Star Trek fan, I believe it's episode 6. Watch episode 6. It's the best one. If you really like it, then watch the rest. If you don't, then don't bother. But season 1, episode 6 is a very special episode. And the fun thing about Prodigy is that it's very much the story of Kuroga. The children are literally being held and forced to work in the mines. Now, granted, in Kuroga, they're not being forced to work in the mines, they're orphans. But these are orphan children. They're all orphans forced to work in the mines. So I thought that was hilarious.
And it's okay to watch with a child?
Yes, it's okay to watch. Well, yeah, it's okay to watch with a child. Maybe, they don't curse. It's on Nickelodeon. LDG says, how's that bunny? Yes, I'm a Prodigy shill. Kronos is Bird's printing his own money. I'll say Prodigy is the best of the new track. It doesn't mean it's great. But anyway. And LDG says Star Wars Prodigy is not track. With that all, Cupflaw, Bird out. Remember, next Tuesday, members only stream on Pi Day. March 14th. I don't know what time. I'm sorry. Bob Frey is asking what time. We went over it earlier, Bob Frey. I'm not 100% sure the time. Probably 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern. We'll have an hour. Then I'll have physical therapy. And that'll be it for Tuesday. But if it changes,